Good morning, one and all. Welcome to the Central Coast suburb of Killarney Vale, where the Bombers are ready and fired up to play their second last game of the season and to play against the Port Stephens Power for the first time. So captains Danielle McLeod and Ashley Page with the coin toss. I'm not exactly sure who won it, but we're kicking to the car park end, the Bombers are, to the right of the screen. So with time quickly running out to lock in a spot in the finals, the Bombers will be hoping to take Central Coast bragging rights over rivals Wyong Lakes before finals time comes, which is in about 2 weeks from now. And the Bombers are playing Wolves and West Newcastle next week, the last of the new teams at Bill Elliott Oval in the final round. So the Bombers welcome the Port Stephens players and spectators to the Central Coast once again, to one of the most favoured football grounds on the Central Coast. One of the most favoured, I mean. So that's the 2-minute mark, ready to go. So next week the Bombers should have an easy challenge ahead in heading up to Maryland in Newcastle's West to take on Wolves and Swans in the final round, while Port Stephens have the tough task of hosting Cardiff at home next week. And Killarney Vale had that sweet taste of victory once again when they won 44-18 at home against the Newcastle City Novas, whilst Port Stephens was smashed by the Panthers 124-1. The mighty Bombers are a force to be reckoned with when it comes to finals, but still, I don't reckon Port Stephens will back down easy. They've made a long 1 hour, 20-minute trip down south, down the M1 for a game of footy. So they'll be expecting to come out hard despite not having a bench. I think only having about 15, 16 players. So not exactly the biggest of crowds, as both Bombers men's teams are away up at Muswellbrook and down at Gosford. And welcome back Sky Bailey to the Bombers, who's just returned from Europe. And rock and roll time. Killarney Vale vs Port Stephens. Almost a kick there from McLeod, the power captain. Sade Grieve running onto the football hard. She's all by herself, but she's under attack. Maggie Healy, we need to put on a shepherd. Healy dribbles it along the ground. Jenkins goes to pick it up. She's under pressure also from Jess Eloy. And Ashley Page puts the headgear on. Shepherds Jenkins. Sade Grieve runs for another possession of the football again and gets away. Almost tackled from Melody Harris. It was pretty lucky for her to get away. And we have a contest and a good kick from Josie Johnson. It's pretty lucky for her to get out. Umpire blows the whistle. And it will be a ball. Oh no, it's a free kick to Sade Grieve. Rose Potter on the mark. And Grieve goes short to Ashley Page. Ashley Page handballs out to Megan Jenkins. She's in danger. Someone needs to help her out. And Jenkins manages to get it out. Chelsea Dawson goes to attack the football, and so does Acton. Acton decides to kick it along instead. Now Acton picks it up and gets it out to Dawson, who's come back from an injury. And that's a goal to Killarney Vale. Bit of applause from the spectators. So a good goal there from number 5, Chelsea Dawson, who has just recently returned from an injury, which was back in the women's round, which was 3 weeks ago, after the Bombers lost to Wyong Lakes. But Killarney Vale will certainly be wanting to win by a lot today to get a high percentage and to hopefully get above the Magpies once the round 18 game is over and finals is on. Wood was pretty lucky to get it out. Would have instantly been tackled. She had a lot of pressure around her, and we have a contest and the umpire calls play on. Some good tackling from the Bombers. And so umpire Michael Smith who I don't think is playing today, has decided to come down to the Adelaide Street to umpire the girls. And we have another tight contest. McLeod almost got it out, and a good tackle from McLeod as well. And the umpire doesn't blow the whistle, but he still calls the ball up, as Megan Jenkins wouldn't have been able to get the football out of the contest. And I think that might be holding the ball, so not holding the ball. Umpire throws for another ball up. And Jenkins, can she get away? Kicks out to no man's land. Sade Grieve almost gets there in time.
Get the ball, well done Jess, well done!
Jess Elloy and Sade Grieve against each other for the football, and that will be holding the ball, I believe, or it could be a ball up. And Tennille Toker had nowhere to go, and she was held down from Justine Houlihan. And we have another tight contest. Port Stephens managed to quickly get the football out. Danielle McLeod kind of dropped it as she was trying to dispose of it. Dawson and Caprice Thomas. A good kick from Thomas, straight to Bombers skipper Ashley Page, aka Silver. A no mark do from either Butler or Eslick. Wood goes to pick it up. He's having a bit of a hard time doing so. Pretty lucky kick out from Cheyenne New. And Caitlin Sims, could this be a goal? Could this be goal number 2 for the Bombers? Nope, it's a good chest mark there from Ashley Craddock. And Craddock goes short to Cheyenne New, who was selected for the BDAFL Women's Rep Challenge 2 weeks ago up at Port Stephens home ground, Fairdale Oval in Madawi. She was picked to represent the Hunter, and a good mark there from Dixie Butler against Lauren Kerr. A beautiful kick from Dixie Butler, who represented football in New South Wales as well. This could be a goal from Ashley Flack, and it is. Fair dinkum from Ashley Flack. So Dixie Butler represented the sport of Australian rules football for New South Wales /ACT. And I heard they went pretty well, although they played ages ago. Way before today, the 4th of August, would have been sometime in May or June. So umpire Smith, club umpire for the Bombers, throws it up, and Tennille Toker and Rose Potter were in the ruck. And we have another tight contest inside the centre square, and that will be another ball up. And I think Rose Potter has hurt her head, but I reckon she'll be okay. And so all I can say is that time they both won the ruck. Maggie Healy goes all by herself. She goes solo, and a good kick. Good mark there from Kelsey Acton. Acton needs to look to make a good option. And Eslick drops the football. And a bit of a push as well there from Dixie Butler against Cheyenne New. And looks like they're starting to get a bit feisty here between Dixie Butler and Cheyenne New. But they still need to remember to just go the footy rather than the man. Megan Jenkins running hard, and she wins the football, gets it out over to Acton. Maybe not, gets a consecutive possession and goes for goal square. And that will be a behind from Tanika Eslick. Loud voice from Cheyenne New to put off Dixie Butler. I think the pushing and shoving has fired her off a little. And so Port Stephens will continue the game from the backs. So fullback Mel Harding will continue the game for the Power. And a good kick, just a soft one from Megan Bridger. And then almost another contest, a bit of soccering. And there was a soccer kick from Rose Potter. Butler, Georgia Butler that is, a good kick. Who will get there? Tanique Reslick will. Too easy shot for goal. She just needs to hold the football and snaps it and misses again. So that's the second behind for the home side. But still, they've done well. They've done good keeping the football in their forward half. So Melissa Harding chose Craddock as her option. Dixie Butler gets it out, and a good shepherd from Ashley Flack. And a good hip and shoulder against her as well from Lauren Kerr. And we have another tight contest. Maybe not the tightest of contests, but still rather aggressive fought. And there'll be a tackle. McDonald Stewart pins down Harding. Usually you don't see McDonald Stewart in the backline, but she has been in the backline before, and today she's been put in it again. And Kelsey Acton should win the football again that time. Maybe not. And almost kicked out from Jessie Johnson. And that'll be another behind. So Killarney Vale, 2 goals, 3-15. Port Stephens still yet to score. Even though they may not be the best, as the currently third last on the ladder, so 14th with only 2 wins. They're still only a new club, having a senior team for the first time. They've always been a junior club, and 2018 has seen a new era for Port Stephens. There'll be another behind. So 2 goals, 4-16. Killarney Vale will need to start making wiser options and correcting their accuracy to get some more goals. A loud voice from Jess Eloy, and she's the option from Mel Harding, and a good smother from Bethany Wood. Could have almost been a goal there. Chelsea Dawson, this will be a fair dinkum goal, and it is. It's a goal from Chelsea Dawson once again. So it will be 3 goals, 4, so 22-0. Killarney Vale starting well. And the Bombers currently sit in 4th position on the ladder. Not sure how many wins exactly, but they've suffered only 3 losses throughout the year. Most recent was the women's round against Wyong Lakes. Looks like the Magpies turned the table that time and came back to beat them by 8 points as revenge for the round 6 humiliation at Don Small Oval in Tacoma, which the Bombers beat them for the first time and won by 3. So Jenkins putting on some good don't argues there. And it's a free kick to the Power to Danielle McLeod. She'll be looking for a good option to go to. And she has multiple. Georgia Butler from the Bombers gets it out. Danielle McLeod takes the mark. Megan Jenkins should have probably gotten in front of her. She wanted to fumble. And no mark do. And a pretty tight contest. It seems to be looking. Megan Jenkins decides to just tap the ball on the ground rather than pick it up. And Caitlin Sims, she's all by herself, but Cheyenne New comes along to spoil the day for her. And Simsy just says, yeah, nah, and pushes her away. Beautiful, don't argue. And another contest out the front of the baseball dugouts. And the umpire will have the football for another ball up. And still the same ruck women, Tennille Toker and Rosemary Potter. A good kick from Ashley Page. Chelsea Dawson will go for goal again. Tanika Reslick will take the mark. Will she have another shot for goal? And I reckon she might. Yeah, she's having another shot for goal. Here she goes. Some pressure put on by Harding. And that's a goal to the Bombers. That's goal number 4. 4 goals for, 28-0. Off to a red hot start the home side are right now. And hopefully for them that can continue for the rest of the game, as it will create a bit of a scare for other teams in the comp, especially Newcastle City Novas, who they leapfrogged last week, and Wyong Lakes, who currently sit in 3rd, but I reckon the Bombers might be able to get up to 3rd spot next week if Wyong Lakes lose to Nelson Bay, and Killarney Vale will have another easy win over Wallsend West Newcastle. And the Bombers will be even luckier if Wyong Lakes lose to Maitland today. And a beautiful tackle from Tennille Toker, and I think that might be holding the ball, but umpire blows for a ball up, and blows the whistle, that is. So Toker wins the ruck, Beth Wood wins the football, gets it out over to the forward 50 for the home side. And just a little soccer kick on the ground by Josie Johnston. Don't think she would have had enough time or was just under a lot of pressure. And Dixie Butler and Chelsea Dawson closing in hard on the football against Caprice Thomas, who was all by herself. Dawson gets it out, handled it over everyone's heads, and a soccer kick in the air from Tanika Reslick will get goal number 5 on the board, so 5 goals for 34. So 5-4, 34-0. Killarney Vale have a good lead by. Off to a beautiful start they are, but I reckon they probably missed the company of all the men's players, staying back to watch them, as the Black Diamond Plate side are away up at Weirman Field in Muswellbrook to face the Cats, who beat them about 4 weeks ago at home. And Sky Bailey taking the field now. Welcome back. Hope you had a good time in Europe. And the Killarney Vale first grade side, the Black Diamond Cup, are at Adcock Park to face Gosford, who they beat at home. I reckon would have been a few weeks before. They would have been about 2 weeks before the Plate side played Muswellbrook at home. Jocelyn Kelleher takes the mark. Beautiful kick. Beautiful mark from Dixie Butler, with Lauren Kerr giving her a bit of a hard time and a lot of pressure. So tight contest, a lot of pressure from both sides. And so I reckon it's a Port Stephens club umpire, or I reckon actually it might be a BDAFL official umpire. We'll throw the ball up. Dawson, could have been a goal, but goes to the right instead. So that will be 5th behind, 39. So 5 goals, 5 behinds, 39 points total. Melissa Harding looking for an option, and she goes right to Kelsey Acton. So I reckon Kelsey Acton might be able to have a shot if she has the distance and the accuracy to do so. And I reckon she is. She's going for a shot. And a good kick. And a torpy that hits the post. So 5 goals, 6-40. Oh no, it's 5 goals, 6-36, sorry. 5th behind made it 35 points. So 5 goals, 6 behinds, 36 points with 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter. A nice high kick from Thomas. And a tight contest here in the Bombers forward 50. Nice high kick. Who will get there? Not sure, but Dixie Butler will take the mark. And who did she handball to? I don't know. But I think she was trying to handball it out to no man's land. And another tight contest, which will ultimately culminate in a ball up. And a bit of loud words from McLeod to boost the strength, energy and spirit for the away side. A few more words from Megan Jenkins, who's part of the leadership group for Killarney Vale. And Killarney Vale need to stick to their players to prevent another goal.
Get over there, Megs.
Well, even though Port Stephens haven't kicked any goals yet, they don't want them to score today. A good kick from New. Killarney Vale want another score on the board. They don't want Port Stephens getting the football in their forward 50. I reckon that's probably going to be their goal for today. Josh Kelleher. Nice kick. And they'll go out on
Get the basket
out on
and
the
put
full.
all the doubles in it and put it behind the counter.
So 1 minute 18
And
seconds.
your little door says
So just over 1 minute left to go.
basket.
And I reckon this will be the first throw-in for the game.
A shovel.
And it is. It's a throw-in from one of the Port Stephens trainers. He'll throw it in with Johnson and Toke on the ruck. Nobody touched the football that time. Just over 50 seconds left. And yet another tight contest. 15 metres within the 50. Toka tries to get it out and it'll be a ball up. Toka in the ruck and wins it and decides to tap it down. And another tight contest. Oh, Toka, can she get it out in time? Yes, she can. A good kick from Josh Kelleher, and that's goal. That's goal. That is a good goal from Jocelyn Kelleher. 6 goals, 7, 43 to 0. So 7 points short of the 50-point mark, which goes to show how beautiful the home side have been playing so far. And the first quarter time zone will just about go. So there it is. So Bombers 6 goals, 7, 43. Power 0-0-0. All finals games for the women will be held at 12 p.m. at Weirman Field, Muswellbrook, Max McMahon Oval, Rutherford, and another at Don Small Oval, Tacoma. Top of the ladder side, which I'm guessing will be Nelson Bay, will have the bye, while second will play 7th, third will play 6th, and fourth will play 5th.